All right, good morning, afternoon, everyone. Welcome into Flying with Mike. Heard that interesting opening that we did there, yesterday's flight. I thought I heard other things than the words that were in it, but it's suiting. So we are at Reagan National, getting ready to take off for St. Louis. For those not familiar with the aircraft on the line, this is the 737-800 from Zibo. And I'm hearing y'all go, they didn't have 800s. You would be correct. They did not. They only got them once they bought out U.S. Air or American. So, since it's just about the same size and overall dimensions of a 400, 737-400, that's what we're flying, folks. And again, we're flying from Reagan National to the gateway city, St. Louis. So, why don't we hop up in the cockpit there and get things rolling? Okay, now I have gone through a lot of the pre-flight because of the delay, so we're gonna kind of roll through this quickly. Hopefully an appointment coming here won't show prior to us finishing up in St. Louis. If there is time, maybe, but I doubt there will be. So, all right, real quick, let's head up to the overhead panel here. And hang on as I reset. There we go. Okay, so we have the battery switch on. Otherwise, you would not see anything lit up here. Standby switch is on. Both of those are guarded. The guards are down. We are showing ground power, so we have that turned on. Fuel pumps off, trim air's on, and the aircraft is going to be cooling here in a moment once we get the fuel rolling. Once we're fueled, we'll kick the APU over and get the plane boarded. All right, so ground power, AC, DC, volts meters sitting on ground. So that means we head up to the top, do our very top of the overhead panel checks. I have already taken the liberty of turning off the IRS. So we're going to move this over to heading status so we know how long we have. And then move these to align. Wait for the on DCs to go out and the align to show. We have 7 minutes, folks. While I'm up here, I always do my checks. Okay, I can barely hear those. Hang on. Go. Alrighty. Oxygen's guarded in normal. Pressure looks good. We have 3 good green lights for the landing gear. Radio on top is set. Engine reversers are not out. And the EECs are on. These are the electronic engine controls. Sorry. ELT's guarded. And we got a good test. Let's come down here. All of our guards are in. We'll keep the yaw damper off, and we're just working our way down. VHF, IRS, FMCs are all in normal. Source is auto. normal for the control panel. We got light blue here, and we'll do a quick crossfeed check. Get a light blue, come back, should go out, and it did. All the pumps are off. Coming down the next side, we've already done a lot of these. We're just kind of verifying, and we are on ground power, and our lights are off. APU is off. Coming down the middle, no smoking and fastened seatbelts are already in place, as well as the emergency lights armed and the guard down. We've set our lighting for the different panels. All right, today being the 16th, an even day, we'll go with the right side for our ignition. I try to vary. Odd days I use the left, even days I use the right. I do the same for a lot of this on the planes. Same with the GPS when we get to the FMC. Okay, continuing on. Cabin and utility power is on. IFE on. We've done the emergency lights. All right, window heat on. Probe heat's off. Anti-ice off. Currently switching on. The electric A and B system, we're keeping the engines. I'm sorry, switching off the electric, turning on the engines. Sorry, got it backwards. Here's what's currently open: forward cabin door and our two baggage doors. Everything else looks good. Now, PMDG fans, especially those with MUSFAS, same plane you're looking at here. Pretty much everything, almost to the letter, is in this plane. Yeah, you're going to find some variances, but I'm going to tell you two things about this plane I think make it better. I think the performance is better than PMDG, and I think the price is better than PMD. Well, I know the price is better, so I know that one you can't argue with me. You can pay 60, 70, 80, 90, whatever for the PMDG. I didn't pay a dime for this, folks. This is a mod put on the default aircraft that came with the sim, and it's free. So, argue if you're not, but you can't argue that one. This one's free, as good, if not better. All right, so the voice recorder is set, and our trim air's on. Working our way down, everything's set. Flight level for today's flight. Let me grab that real quick. We'll go over it here in a second. I believe it is 36. And we'll get St. Louis here real quick. Airport elevation. Oh, I overshot. It is 600. Okay. For some reason I thought it was higher. All right, so there we go. We've got the overhead set. Let's come down to the middle. And let's get the FMC started. Oh, I forgot. Now, that's one thing that, yeah, you can argue with me. Well, we can make it a 2D panel. Yes, you can. I'll give you that one. Let me get the basics started here, and then we'll get into loading the plane. Okay, we are at KDCA, Ronald Reagan Airport. I think it's an international now, come to think of it. I think Air Canada comes in. Oh, Ronald Reagan, Washington National Airport. Okay, and next page. Now, you remember how I said I also do the same thing with the GPS? Okay, so today is even. We'll go with the right one. They're identical, folks. Route. KDCA. Let's see, KSTL. And I do actually have this route in there already. DCA. KSTL OT 1. Company route. Look at it real quick. It's without our Arrival, departures, activate, execute, looks good. All right. Before I go any further, folks, now is the time to load the aircraft. So we'll head over here to the EFB. Yep, we have one too. We'll click home, click fuel management, payload. Can do this a couple of ways, folks. Now, your sim brief, actually we'll do it this way. It's just going to be a little easier to do both at the same time. All right, so we can do our payload, put that in here, and then it loads it up however, and then put our fuel in. Okay, and I think that's what we'll do just to try to save some time. So we'll bring in Sim Toolkit. All right, okay, it's not the greatest here. Let me see if I can try and make, oh, sorry folks. Try and make that a little more readable. There we go. All right, so we'll just click payload. Come down to the payload total. Now we're trying to figure out, well, what's the payload? Stand by. Come up here to load sheet, and we're looking at 35,300. That was not what I saw earlier, so something changed. Hang on. A lot changed. Wow, it changed again. How did it do that? All right, hang on. I love when numbers change because we've actually now got 175 people, which is not what I started with when I did this earlier. Now we're doing a 42, okay. And still going to, no, we are going up higher. So yeah, something changed. All right, 175, okay. And our fuel will still be 20,547. Yep. Weird. That's all I got to say sometimes, folks. Weird. And I do want to look at this real quick. Oh, the fourth one was created, huh? Interesting. All right. Just grab this information here. 1552. Still showing 17. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we did bump it up. I forgot. That's why. All right. Okay. And our mileage is 718 miles. Okay, so we're not going to dwell too much on this, folks. All right. Winds still a little worse. We'll get that written down. That way I know what we're forecasting, whether it's actually true or not. We'll find out. We are still Memphis. Okay. All right, so things changed up just a smidge. Not much. We got a couple more people. I'm glad we looked. And payload is now 35,300. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let's go ahead, pull Sim Toolkit out of here. I'm going to come down here, put 35,300. And it is going to load us up. Now, if you want to go back a page, check your zero fuel. Whoa, that is not the same. We're supposed to be, oh wait, there we go, 130,343. Must took a second because like it said 118,000 there a second ago. All right, so we got the fuel or the zero fuel right. Now we got to get the fuel right, 20,547. Okay, and you can tell we got about 15,000 pounds of fuel to load up. So it's going to take a few seconds, or it might take a minute or two. So that's why I wanted to get the route in, get the FMC all squared away. Then we'll deal with this. Okay, let me get this up a little bit so when he's done we can hear it. All right, so when this turns green, he's done. Or you can check, now let's do it this way. These numbers will stop moving, or he's no longer there and it'll just poof. Almost kind of wish Zibo, just to have fun, would put a little cloud of smoke around it when it disappears. Oh, but anyway, so there we go, folks. That's all going on now. All right, so with that underway, okay, we've done all of these. The only thing we have not looked at yet is our center panel. Speed brakes, right here, down. Parking brake set. Fuel control levers, idle cutoff. Throttle and takeoff config check. There you go. Flaps indicate up, and on the meter here, show up. Okay, continuing, let's just do it from here. Coming down, we'll do a quick fire test. Okay, good on that side. There's the bells and whistles. Okay, cargo. Same thing. And the squib check. Number 2 is good. Number 1 is good. Overheats are good. Folks, we are ready and raring to go. Squawk is 2000. We are able to now get a squawk, hopefully. Let's find out. I'm not sure if I'm 20 minutes out or not. I think I am. 0545. Oh, before I forget. There we go. So, okay, and I am just going to move it to there so they know I'm up. Not ready to go, but I'm up. All right. And I've got nobody. Well, I got one down here in headed to El Paso. And I'm up here going to St. Louis. All right, so we're all activated, good to go. We'll come back to this in just a minute because we're going to go through all, well, we'll go through the radio setup here on the comms. Hang on, let me try to help out a little. Bear with me, I want to make sure. I didn't check this yet. Perfect. All right. All right, so what I'm going to do here, let me bring the browser in. I want you to be able to see some things. Again, we are using POSCON, so it's a different network to a lot of you folks. That's what's currently going on POSCON. I know, not a whole lot. Okay, I'll give you that. It's not a cheap shot. 10 people, probably over in Europe. I don't know where they are. Not going to go hunt them down. We're here in DC, going to here in St. Louis. However, let's go back. When we first filed our flight plan, we got that all sent off. Here's what comes back. Your summary of your ATC strip. Okay, so 572, here's my aircraft. DCA due out at 1745. That's still possible. Here's our routing, alternate, aircraft PBNs and data flight registry and so forth. All right, so here's where we start getting to the nitty-gritty. How do you activate the flight plan? Well, they're nice enough to tell you how. You get call ATC for clearance. If no ATC is there, open up the UI, which is this animal, and you basically log in to your CP DLC, log into KUSA, and then or if you're Europe or somewhere else in the world, wherever it tells you to, put the flight number in. Make sure you log in to POSCON with that same user ID. So if you log in, say November 12345, well, if that's how you logged in, that flight number should matched. Correction, should have matched on your flight plan. If not, log off, log back in with what this says your flight number is, put that in, and go with it. Come on through the rest of this. Go to the web UIC, click ATC, click clearance request, click request clearance. You'll see send pop up here, send it, boom. All you're waiting for is the new message, which I've already will code. All right, that's where we are right now. Now let's go back to that flight plan. Now, once we've done all that, how do we communicate? Now, you know, on VATSIM 122.8 Unicom worldwide. If you're in, I can speak specifically to Tel Aviv. If you're on 128 or 122.8, you're going to get the ATIS for a local airport. So you have to switch off. Here, you go by common traffic frequency. They give it to you. If it's not there, see if they show for St. Louis. No, they didn't. If it's not there, we use 122.95 or 123.5 to announce in and out of the airports. Here, we're 119.1 with memory serves, and we're going to not rely on my memory. It's your tower frequency. Most common traffic advisory frequency, CTAF, is the tower. Most, I said. Not all. But for the majority, you're going to find, if you find the tower, if it's a place, we have a couple here that close, common traffic's the same frequency. So we've got that dialed in, active. We've got our guard channel. Basically, we use this in flight for talking amongst each other. Over here, 121.5 is monitored. That's how ATC will ping us when they want us to talk to them if they come up. And then again, I just monitor. You know, I could actually, you know what? I'm going to do that. Put 122.95. Aerial pilots out there should already know that.
Flight deck fuel is all loaded up and you
Perfect.
are good to go.
Perfect timing. Real pilots out there should know that is a type of frequency out there called Unicom. No, wait a minute. 122.8 is Unicom. Correct. There's not just one, folks. There are, I think, 4 and a couple of multi-com channels. So if you get into flight training, you learn about all of these things. All right. So here, let me bring up that chart real quick so I can show it to you. So when you run into when it says that C-plunk and you need to get a common traffic, if you're not sure, go to the chart. Now, if you're going into mom and pop's backyard airport, guess what, folks? Unicom 122.95 for POSCON, or published. So, but anyway, that is right here in Reagan, the tower frequency. Okay, so we'll go boink. And for now, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of charts. Go ahead and put that back over here. And we're going to continue on since we're able to now. We're fueled up so I can do the performance. All right, real quick though, we'll get to the nav frequencies here. We got 15 minutes. So they're just about done boarding behind us. So let's get to it, folks. All right. Crap, did I just do what I think I did? I sure did. Also want to get ACARS up and running. Since I'm flying this for Mac Air, better get Mac Air fired up here in the interim. All right, that takes a couple seconds. Let's go ahead and bring systems up here. All right, now what I wanted to do before that, we'll go to plan, about to 20. And I just want to scroll through real quick before we go any further. So RAMI, next, oh wait, step. We're just looking for discontinuities and anything that's just wacky. I mean, 5,000 miles, we'll just say like here, whoa, we did, something got entered wrong. Okay, so everything looks good there. Back to map. And we'll leave it at 20. That isn't going to hurt us. All right, so we need to push on. Let's first put in our flight USA 572. Going. All right, we're going to go ahead and put our departure in. And I'm going to go ahead and bring the chart up for that. We are doing the Wings 5 departure. Again, there's departure if it comes up. That's what we'll switch to. Here's what we need. Here is the departure. We're going off runway 19. So we just come up here, click departure, 19. And these are all the departures that are associated to that runway. And we're going out to Ramy, whatever you want to call it. Just don't call it late for dinner. All right, so that is all programmed in. We go back to route. I'm going to do the legs one more time so we can make sure. So CP, VAC, gate, and L bolt. Okay, and then we're going to be looking on the next page. Gina. And then out to wings. And now there we need to be above 5,000 feet. Folks, if we can't get above 5,000 feet by doing all of this, something's wrong with the plane. That's just at or above 5,000 feet. Now that could be meaning because maybe they'll keep us down for Dulles or other surrounding airports and then punch us up, say at Gina. It happens, folks. So that could be why. And then Ramat, Arme. Okay, and then on we go. All right, so everything looks good there. Let's go back here and go to the performance page. Click ZFW. All right, today we were loading. Where's my flight plan? There it is. 20,000. So 20 point. Let's call it 5. I don't care if it's 20,999. I round down because I'd rather the system think that my fuel is a couple of hundred or a couple of 100 pounds lower than what's in the tank. So if it tells me using reserve fuel, hey, I know that's in the tanks. All right, and we're going with 8.8 for a reserve. That's enough fuel to get to Memphis, or I'm sorry, get to St. Louis, shoot the missed approach, get to Memphis, and still have 45 minutes of fuel. Cost index was determined to be 42 now. And our flight level 360. Okay. And then our in-flight winds are 261 at 35. Now you can do all the figuring here, folks. Go right ahead. I don't. See, it's already telling me I'm on reserve fuel. Let's get airborne. I have a feeling that'll change up real quick. Okay, so let's go to the N1 limits, and what we're going to do here, let's pull in a friend of ours we haven't seen in a while called Topcat. All right, so we got the front page matching. No, do we have it matching? Let's go back to the perf page. No, we don't. 30. Hang on, we'll get that real quick. 30. So I need 500 pounds. Okay. Okay. 600. We'll put 100. We'll get 100 extra pounds of mail. There we go. 130, 343, 130, 343. All right. Did not want to do that. Sorry, folks. There we go. So our zero fuel, everything matches. Let us. Actually, no, it does not. We are 125 something on fuel now. 547. 547. There. I just try to get it generally close to it. Okay, we're taking off runway 19. I'm going to do an update. Winds are right down the runway at 11 knots. 28 degrees here. Bundle up, folks. It's chilly. And QNH 3010. We could set that right now, but let's hold off. Okay, coming down, we're on a dry runway and air conditioning. We will not need anti-ice. So, it's saying, now you can look at this. We're under the perf weight. We're looking at flaps 5 TO2. So let's click N1 limit, click TO2. And I'm going to go ahead for the select temperature up here. The outside air temperature is 27. We're going to go 30. And it's going to take us down a little bit. All right, so now we come to takeoff. Click CG, go to the next page. Put in your winds. 190/11. There. I don't know how to enter the slope, folks. I have tried a myriad of ways. It does not want to help go where I want it to go or how I want it. So we'll just put in the runway heading. Put a slash in. Just like you see the formatting here. If you leave it empty, it stays empty. There we go. If you want to change any of that, you can. I usually leave it as is and click next page, so I'm back where we started. Going flaps 5. Boom. Wait a minute, something's missing. Perf. TO2 30. Take off. Okay, let me try something else. Index, perf. Next page, basically. Let's go to 7. Still not getting anything. Let's go clear. No, let's go delete. Okay, we'll go with it. All right, so back to takeoff, and now we have numbers. And they are shaping up just like we see here. I'll take that V1. V2 and V3. And that'll turn those on and off. These are recommended. We go by what the charts tell us. So trim 6 units up. All right, there we go. Now we'll move into the middle. Plug this data in. All right, so speed 149. Let's go 159 feet, V2 plus 10. Runway heading is 187. And that, folks, you have to be careful of. We're actually moving the bank limit. There we go. So you gotta, not the big, let's see how it's a smaller arc. Use that to go to 7, and then for the departure, initial climb 5,000. Well, since we don't have ATC, I'm going all the way up. All right, flight directors on. And now, too far. All right, we'll just set that for now. I'll come back why I did that. All right, so we're set across the board in the middle here. We're ready to pretty much rock it and roll it. Let's do some final checks. Okay, minimums and barrows. We got to get those set. Okay, barrow. Well, first off, the altimeter here we said was 3010. And with that, away with Top Cat, 3010. Excuse me. Now, the nice thing here, just like your PMDG, it's setting over there as well. Okay, so 3010, and I think it's set here too. Yes. All right, now for the barrow, what I do is I'm going to set it, since we're only 20 feet above sea level, which is correct, we'll go to 400. See, it's setting over here. This to DH. And I'll set that to 200. Look over to the first officer side, boom, same number. Okay, we're back to MDA. And our VORs are set the way I like them. You can set them VOR, ADF, or off, whatever your choice is. Now, we really aren't going to play much with these yet, but we'll get to them down the road. Okay, so barrow is set. Landing gear is down, 3 green, and speed brakes we went through, flaps we went through, starts, and only thing left is the yaw damper. On, APU coming on. 2, 3. Doing a check and opening the door. Once the door is open, we'll see the EGT rise. Now, if this was the 727, folks, when you see this start falling off down to around 4 to 5, it keeps going up. For me, at least. That's okay. I'm going to figure it out why it does that and all the what's going behind it. Now that we got the blue, let's go ahead, put the APU on the bus. And get the APU bleed on. We'll go auto, and know we'll keep it there. So it'll be all right. And we're cooling this puppy down. They're going to be loading this thing. We're ready to roll. Running a little behind. Folks will make it up hopefully in flight. What I do is come over here. And hopefully we'll hear her say, "Everybody support." Ground, go ahead, disconnect GPU. And it's disconnected. Cool. All right, they are indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Flight Deck, we'd like to add a welcome board. Anticipate possibly some light bumps or some choppy airs. We climb out as a precaution, keep our flight attendants seated for a few minutes. Make sure we know, what that ride's going to be like before they get up. Also appreciate it if everyone would remain in their seats during that time. Thanks for being with us today.
All right, folks, there you go. We've got our briefing done to the cabin. Let's go ahead, close up these doors. Now, let's do our briefing. Real quick here, our departure brief, because we're not maybe going to have a lot of time when we get out to the runway. Now, we've gone through this, but let's go back a step. Okay, we're at Ronald Reagan. We are located here. We're going to push back to number 3, facing east. Then we'll come out to Kilo, follow Kilo into hold short 2, hold short runway 19 at the end. We will not take an intersection departure. Okay, so again, pushback is to here, so we'll actually be closer to 4, but we'll have him pull us up to spot pad 3. Okay, after that, here's again, 42 comes out, we'll hook down, probably get over here, and I'll have him pull us up to here, taxi out, grab Kilo, and taxi all the way out to there. All right, one more look at our departure. Okay, again, up here is what we anticipate we have to have. Down here are the instructions. We're 19, so we're going to climb on a heading of 187. 187. Where are we? Down here. At 515 feet, then direct CAPVC, then 277 to gate. 277 to L-bolt, 313 to Gina, 284 to wings, and wings we should cross at or above 5,000. Then on to Rame, transition, maintaining 5,000, expecting a clearance 10 minutes after departure. So by that point, we're going to be close to 10 minutes anyway. So, all right, folks, so let me check our fuel. Thing looks good. Why know why? All right, so get up here. I forgot to put a fuel tank on. Still running. Let's get them all on. System B, hydraulics on. And what I'm going to do, folks, is put this up in the upper left there, or upper right, so you can all see it. Okay, system, as soon as I get these checks done, fuel pumps are on with fuel in them. I do have center tank fuel. Okay, let's call pushback, and we'll go from there. Better pushback, where are you?
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
All right, so we're going to come to here, to here. Hold up to here.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right. Finishing this up, let's go ahead, pull away the chocks, and doors closed. Jetway's away. All closed. Okay, we've done these, just going through clock.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Cleared to connect. Okay, APU is started. Reminder, I saw it. Let's get it. Current bids, here we are. Fly it. IRA. Okay, bear with me a second, folks, as I get the ACARS program up and running.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Stand by. Okay. 7, 5, 3, 6, and our route. Oh, that kid is driving me nuts. And flight started. Okay, so we've got all that set. Any collision light coming on? Okay, to start the aircraft, folks, those of you from PMDG know this already.
Ladies and gentlemen, the boarding door is now closed. Flight attendants prepare doors for departure. Cross check, verify staff, stand by for all call.
Packs have to be turned off.
All right, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
That's what we're looking for. Contact ATC. Reagan traffic, US Air 572, pushing back from stand 42 to hold point 3.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, we've got the packs off. And since things are a little busy here usually at Reagan, we're going to get right to it. So packs are off, leads on. Here we go. Go to ground on number 2. Then we just come down here. Oops, we're not on engine. Real plane automatically flips over to engine. At 17 to 25, you can kick the fuel in. Going to idle, flows up, N1, EGT, N2 rolling up. Okay. Bear with me, I'm just putting this, better yet, put that on climb. Okay, just waiting for him to stabilize. So folks, and I haven't said this enough today, thank you for flying with Mike today. I really have not been paying attention to my chat, and I do thoroughly apologize for that, folks. Yeah. Matter of fact, let me do something here. Speaking of chat. All right, so we're just about done with the pushback. I'm going to go ahead and start cranking.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
After we set the parking brake. All right, let's crank number 1.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Cranking number 1. N2 building. It gets again to 17, folks. We'll put her, get the fuel up to idle, and wait for it to stabilize. There's 17. Good starts, we'll let her go away. While engine, that one is spooling, let's go ahead and get that one on the generator. On the bus. Okay, and let's go ahead, get...
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Always. Alright, so APU switch can now go off since we're on the 2 engines. And go to continues. Probe heaters on. Hydraulics on. Alright, packs. AP lead off. Pushback crew's disconnected. Let's look for them over here. Think I missed her. She's on her way back. Okay. Going to flaps 5. Flight control check. Now I do this a couple of ways. 1, I just turn the wheel. 2, I actually go to the systems page. That way you can see it. Move this out of the way. I want to see how they work slow too. Okay, elevator. Rudder. Okay, and I'll do a 6-pack. We'll do it this way. 6-pack recall that it's asking for here is right here. Everything's good. And we'll do it over there. Then we blank the lower DL and we're ready to taxi. Reagan traffic, US Air 572 taxiing to runway 19 left via Kilo. Alright, taxi light left and right on. Let's see if we got... All they're saying is click, click, and click. No takeoff config horn. We are good to go. Yeah, you got to be careful of the vehicles, folks. In the real world, they do not have the right-of-way. In the sim world, they do. And this scenery has some really funky looking jetways. So, kind of glad to get going. Alright, we're leaving the nation's capital, folks, for the gateway city in the Midwest called St. Louis. Strap in. Hope you have a great day. Alright, cabin lighting. We are going to have to pull it down because I know it's got it set for takeoff. Okay.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Alright, we'll just pull up to the hold short here, do our quick check of taxis, and I'm going to run some quick commercials here, folks, pay some bills, and we'll get to flying. Okay. As promised. Rose15069er, thank you for the follow. We sure appreciate you coming on board. Okay, I think I have everything. Almost. Alright, I do not have my... It is Reagan. 11. Okay. 1100. Okay, so push that up. Okay, so those are all set. All right, so we are ready to go. Reagan traffic, US Air 572, departing runway 19. Okay, so as the checklist says, position lights all on. Even though that's not how I like to do it, but that's what they like. I've already got the auto throttle, VNAV, RNAV set. Transponders, TARA, weather. I'm running with terrain on the captain side, weather on the first officer side. Weather doesn't really work here. And then finally, a nice yoke checklist here we'll go through. Okay, we've done the config check flaps. 5 in green. Stab trim that we have not set. We'll get it now to number 6, maybe. Let's try it this way. There it is. Okay. Back to our yoke. Takeoff briefing complete. Doors secure. MCP set. Transponder TARA. Strobe lights good. Brakes off, landing lights on. Here we go, folks. Since we're expecting to only have like 100 or so feet of runway, we're using every ounce of it. Okay, make sure all the lights are set. Actually, we'll do it this way. Timer on. Thrust to 40%. We're going to actually take it up to 60%. Just makes it easier for a quick look. Are they stable? Brakes on. Here, 60. And you'll see what I mean here in a second. See how 60, that line that comes up, lines up with the bottom overhead. Just a nice quick look. And toga. Go, folks.
V1 rotate. V2.
V1 rotate. 400.
Gear up.
Okay, there's 500, so we're going to go direct, just like it said. So Command A. There it goes.
1,000.
Gears up, lights off, and it's actually off. And we're just about to the flaps 1. Okay. As soon as we get flaps to 1, we'll go ahead. Gear levers off, auto brakes off. Engine start switches. Okay. Alright, cabin pressure looks good. Did most of that for me. And Reagan traffic, US Air 572, clear of the field. All right, we got our 5,000 foot restriction gone, folks, and there you can see what we're doing. So we're doing good here. Okay, we're just waiting for 10,000. And again, welcome aboard. Also, ORose15069, thanks for the follow while the commercials were running. We sure appreciate you coming on board and following the channel. Means a lot to us. Also, folks, if you haven't done it and you would like to enter the raffle, we're raffling off a subscription to Flying with Mike. The actual date of the raffle, I haven't really looked at the calendar versus when I work. It's slotted for 11 July. If I'm working that day, will either be a day before or day after. And all you have to do is the exclamation mark, the word ticket. That'll enter you into the contest, and we'll draw the name on that day when we do the flight. Okay, we crossed 10,000, so that's the easy one. Lights off. Lights. Okay. Now they like the logo light going off, and I don't know for the, why. So we'll kind of check those two. Cabin pressure again, still building nicely. And take a look just to make sure everything's good over there. Okay, fasten seatbelts will go to auto here soon. Gonna go ahead and put the electronic sign to auto. Okay, and MCP recall, good. Heading bug, I need to adjust. Okay. There we go. And finally, altimeters at transition, which is about 6,000 feet away. Go to 2992. As well as the standby. So we are well on our way, folks. We have an ETA 1 hour 50 minutes. That may whittle down a little more as we get higher. Also, for traffic, traffic's already on. And everything's looking good, folks. Hope y'all are enjoying the ride coming out of Reagan. That's really loud. Sorry, folks. There we go. Let's go there. That's not too bad. Usually try to do a flyby on takeoff, but I wanted to make sure we been a little bit since we've flown to Zibo, so get in there and do our thing. Okay, we're at 15. And we'll have one more panel to answer as we get closer to 30,000, where we'll change lighting and all of that for cruise, plus our bank angle. Kind of funny, we're going to cross the at or above 5,000 foot mark. Gina, at or above 18,000. Now, again, in the real world, they may hold you down because of traffic constraints with other airports. Inbound to Baltimore, inbound to Dulles, and even inbound to Reagan. So that's why. It seemed kind of weird. But that's why the max limit, and then, you know,
18,000 feet.
Okay, there's our magic number. Press STD, folks, on this plane. Same with the Musfuss PMDG aircraft. And, right, so adjusting the heading. There we go. And we're climbing on up, folks. 8 minutes out. And like it said, 10 minutes after departure, expect flight level. We're going to be already up and going. See how it looks back there for Hawker and his family as we come out of DC. Nice crystal blue sky for 'em. Clear days later. All right. We'll just keep on climbing. Now, you guys, you all know, again, like I said in the beginning, U.S. Airways did not have 737-800s until they purchased American Airlines. Then they had a whole fleet of 737-800s. Up until that point, though, they had 737-300-400 series. So that's why there's no winglets. We're just kind of simulating a 400 here and flying over to St. Louis Lambert. They're about the same plane, folks, just one's more analog, while the 800 is, of course, a digital cockpit. All right, we'll go ahead, pull that down. And on we go. I'm just looking ahead for some VORs we can track. Oh, we're not. This is strictly VOR to, or straight out RNAV. Well, let's give it a shot. What the heck? It's at 113.5. Did put the right one in, right? $13.50, 113.50. Okay. Okay, well, I thought we would at least see the, try something. Huh, I thought for sure I'd see the radio. It's weird. Okay, that master caution is telling us center tank empty. Okay. And for those who were getting a little nervous about fuel, 8.4, I think we were scheduled 8.8. So, I mean, yeah, we'll have enough fuel, folks. And we're still climbing. We're about to get the 30,000 foot message. And it's basically reset the bank angle and, of course, the heading. All right, so we will just kind of sit on the side here as we climb up. Flight Guy 3, hello back to you. Hope you're having a great day. There we go. Hope your day is well. We're right now about an hour and 15 out of St. Louis, still climbing it up to flight level 360. We're headed to St. Louis International Airport, KSTL. Oh, wrong one. Let's get in here, get that bank angle set. What is it? 10? All right. Now we're headed on up to cruise. Up, getting a little bit of chop up here. All right, let's a lot of chop up here. That wasn't in the charts I read earlier. Gotta love it. Let's make sure nothing weird is about to happen. It has been a long time since that's happened to me, so I would walk away from this, folks. This was like last year, and be at about this point, and then all of a sudden it's crashed. That's why I'm starting to really watch this thing. Spoilers down, gears up, off. Flaps up. But we have definitely hit some really good chop. Hope you have a great day, and have had a great day. Hopefully we get through this chop here pretty quick. Let me flip into, there we go. Okay, real quick while I keep an eyeball on this as well. Okay, cabin lights, cruise, white medium.
So we're level to our initial cruise altitude, expecting a fairly smooth ride today. We have the seatbelt sign turned off, and while you're seated, we do ask that you keep your seatbelt.
It ain't a smooth ride.
At all times in case of kind of unexpected bumpy air. And we do thank you for flying with us on American.
Okay. Okay, so yeah. Just watching to make sure we don't all of a sudden start going into a dive. Folks, that's what the one problem Zibo had was it would all of a sudden go into a dive and you couldn't recover. I'm hoping with the version I have now they fixed it. And that is the other difference between PMDG and this. PMDG was more stable. But this one's free. PMDG is an arm, a leg, and an arm and a leg off your neighbor. Okay, play nice. Let's get through this. Get up there to about hacks and we should, I hope, find smoother air, folks. Well, maybe not. Yeah, last year at about this time, we were shooting some approaches to Pero. We'd come out of Kathmandu, and we couldn't even get to the initial. It would always seem to get into where it would roll over and crash. That's why I'm not hesitant to... Is this gauge acting like it's caged? Okay, our next is coming up to Hacks, which comes off of Rosewood at 1750. Okay, and just keep plugging away, folks. Okay, everything, I don't see any warnings. All right, so we are currently about an hour out of St. Louis. We'll get into that arrival brief here once we get up tracking towards Indianapolis Brickyard VHP. Go over it real quick and easy. We're going to basically fly the Arch 2 and then the 30 right approach. Now, whether we fly the RNAV or the ILS, I'm still kind of tossing through my mind. Ought to be a fun run, though. Wow, we are really hitting some turbulence. Hopefully things smooth out. All right, folks, so let's see how bad it looks out here, folks. Whoa. Pretty bad. Yeah, it's rocking and rolling up there, folks. Okay, everything's looking good, folks. At least we're burning fuel like we should be. We're all is well. Now we're turning towards Rosewood. Which means we're on the J149. We're actually headed up to Empty, which is the fix just before Rosewood VOR. And nice if we could see those on here, but I guess we can't. So I hope you all have great plans for the weekend this Friday Eve. Welcome aboard. Thanks for the follow. We sure appreciate you all coming in. Folks, the exclamation mark ticket and we'll get you entered into a raffle we're doing July 11th or there around, depending my work schedule. And that will, if you are the lucky one, get a subscription to Flying with Mike. Paid for by me. Otherwise, I will pay for a subscription to a streamer of your choice if you already are subscribed. And X3 November successfully got his ticket. And just as a backup, I write them all down just in case. You know how computers can be, folks. All right. So looking forward to that. We're also going to try and do a group flight that day. I don't know if we'll be on POSCON or if we'll be on VATSIM or what. But what it's going to be, how I'm going to set this up, is just going to be a 100 to 200 mile flight. I always give the example, and this is a little longer than that, Omaha to St. Louis. Primarily Scott Air Force Base. We see this a lot. Another one is Jacksonville, Florida to where I work at Mid-America Airport. And they just shoot approaches because it's a lot easier to work in our airspace than down in Florida. I haven't figured out Omaha yet, folks. It doesn't seem like a very busy airspace, but they come over to us from time to time. So, but anyway, and it's just so that we can fly in. If you want to then just shoot touch and goes, or if you want to do instrument approaches, you just fly off and, you know, we work them. If you need help, I'll do the best I can. Mind you, I was only in the real world as a private pilot. Right now, not current. I got to get a physical and a flight review. But I can do my best to help out. So we're working on a place, the flights to get in. And then if you want, we can, it's only going to be 100 mile out. So fly out back where we started. So I'm gonna say, is it settling a little? It's not hopping around as much. We'll give it a little further and then we'll kick that seatbelt sign off. But that's what's coming up, folks. And that will be July 11. We'll kind of see how my work schedule works out to time all of this. All right, we're one fix to Empty. That'll be about a 40 mile, 50 mile run. Oh, wait a minute, 60 miles. Sorry, folks. And then we'll be turning towards good old Indianapolis. Just under an hour to St. Louis. we're settling down here, so. Look at that wing flex. Really? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. We're gonna go through this again. Oh. There we go. All right, let me bring up the browser here with the POSCON live map. That way you can kind of see where we are in the world. Well, in the United States at least. And you can see what's causing the turbulence, folks. I'm going to go ahead and kick it back on because I have a feeling we're going to get close enough to it.
Fasten your seatbelt.
Yeah, unfortunately, without active sky, the weather radar on the aircraft is not all that great. Well, you little... Oh, I was looking for that off of AML, and I couldn't get it. You little booger. All right. We'll see how you are. All right, so let me pull that off of Indy, which is 16.3. Get over here. Come on, airplane. Why are you doing that? There we go. Okay, 116.3, is that correct? Yep, okay. Right, back up to the middle. All right, we're going to come on to, it looks like, that is going to be 8.5. All right, so 8.5 would be 265. All right, and we're set there. All right, so we are on our way. As soon as we get up here to empty turn, we'll start talking through the arrival. At 50, we'll just call it 55 minutes out. See how the weather looks. Still getting tossed about here. Wonder if I'd have thrown the winglets on it, if that would have helped. Or if it would have stabbed at the airplane. I know a lot of people told me sometimes it looks like that when they're in the air. Those things start flapping, and as long as they're, they look like they're going to come into the cabin. Hopefully not. Alright, so here's that storm system. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Sorry, folks. There we go. So you can see us right here with the storms. Coming, looks like around Toledo over towards Cleveland. So, there we go. All right, let me it's a nice, pretty healthy line there, folks, stretching down just south of Buffalo, Erie, right on into Ohio. That is pretty impressive. Oh, excuse me. Oh, is Sim Toolkit now acting up too? Let's try this. Nope, Sim Toolkit seems to be fine, just not liking METARs. Alright, well. Let's do it the old-fashioned way then. Okay, winds are 230 at 10 in St. Louis. I'm gonna try it one more time. Maybe I'm spelling something. Okay. All right. Well, 230 at 10. Visibility 10 miles or better, 3016, and it is a chilly 33. Oh, I'm sorry, it's actually not chilly, folks, it's warm, that's Celsius. Actually, it's hot here. Anyway, cloud-wise, got a few clouds, 3,500 feet, broken at 25,000. So, folks, it's a VFR day into St. Louis. As soon as we make the turn up here, we'll pull the chart and start looking at it. All right, so this way you can kind of see it. There's the current METAR, folks, since we can't get it to pull up by Sim Toolkit. Give y'all a couple seconds to read it. Get it? Got it? If you don't got it, well, you'll get it here soon. Alright. Because we're about to make that turn. Let's go ahead and try again. Go ahead and turn those seatbelts off. Guess I don't get a thing for that. Alright. Empty is in 6 miles, so let's start talking about it, folks. And the METAR still has not pulled up. Wow. Alright, well, not sure why. All right, clean this up a little. Okay. And all right, so let's look at that Arch 2 arrival. Okay, we're going to go to Indianapolis now, 116.3. From there, we track, let's just read the directions, you know, that makes it easy. 30 left, 30 right. So basically, we track to Petty. All right, so we'll track to Petty, which is right here, folks. All right, so it's basically from the Brickyard VOR to Akbar to UK to Arch to Petty. Okay, very simple. Then from Petty, for the 3 zeros and the 29, we'll turn to 226, head to Escott, then to Eads, Oshie, and FDRKO, then on to our assigned approach. Gotta have a approach assigned by FDRKO, 30 right for us, and we'll track into it. All right, now looking up at the top here, ATIS, if it's working. 618 is the airfield elevation. We need a DME, IRU, or GPS, RNAV 1 approach. Altitudes. Okay, we're gonna make sure we're below 31,000 at UK, and we'll be slowed to 280. Arch will be at or above 11,000. And we'll come into Petty, and then Escott. Escott will be 9 to 10,000. Eads, 9 to 8,000. Oshie, we're still at 250. 8 to 7,000, and then Federico, 7 to 6,000. Okay, pretty simple so far. And I will put this over the map as well for a little bit. Now, for the actual approach, we're going to take it upon ourselves to go the 30 right ILS. More than likely will be a visual. All right, so let's pull that up and go through it. All right, top half of this chart is your frequencies. Looking at POSCON real quick. 20050. Okay. All right, so that'll be our tower frequency for there. ILS 111.3, final approach course 303. Now, Greeley, which is 6 miles from the airport, will be at 2,100 feet. Decision altitude's 800 feet. Or 200 feet AGL. It's Frederick. I think we can come in on Trish, folks. Follow it in. Okay, full load of approach lights, Pappy's on the right. Here's our minimums again, 200.5 mile. So the last part of this is, let's go ahead and throw that on there, but nowhere near it yet. Speeds. And for that, we need Top Cat. Get rid of everything else so it is what we're using. Okay, so Top Cat. We now go to the landing icon. Click Update. Right. Flaps 30 will be our approach. I always set for auto land, even though more than likely, folks, well, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be flying it in. But I do that just so that I get more data this way. So we're not going to run anti-ice. Air conditioning's obviously on. And wow, we're actually showing a tailwind. I'm going to have to switch over to the 1.2s. That's as of 17:15. Time are we at now? 19. Oh, so what's on SkyVector is actually late. Okay, so hang on, folks. Let me see what data I have here on Top Cat. $18.51, so that's just about a few minutes old. Hmm. 210 at 9, 10 miles. Okay, this calls for a look at FlightAware. See how St. Louis, if they've adjusted. A lot of times they don't, folks. They'll keep the tailwind. I'm trying to figure out, I think they may have adjusted. I'll come back. Okay, man, we're still showing weather in front of us. Trying to see what this Embraer is going to do coming in. Oh no, they are coming in on the 1.2s. All right, I just saw a lawn dart coming in from the north, headed right for 1.2. Well, darn it, we're going to have to change up. All right, so we're going to do that here on the fly. I don't think... Yeah, I do not have the arrival in yet, so let's do that. St. Louis, arrival, Arch, VHP, and we're going to go 1-2 left. Bear with me as I switch gears here, folks. 1-2 left. Right there. Brief that up here in just a second. Okay, since we're doing 1-2 left, we'll go ahead, plan Runyon. We may turn in early. Let's go here to legs. Make sure we do not have any discontinuities. We do not. Should have a vector from Victor. Oh, we don't. That makes me a little nervous. Okay, let's get our speeds and then we'll get to this. Let me pull back here. All right, let's get the speeds done. All right, so it's a 210 at 9. Let's go ahead, compute. VREF is 145, 150. Okay, we'll get all of that plugged in here in a moment. All right, Top Cat, you're away. Charts, you're back in. All right. Gotta love it when real world changes. All right, we're getting real close here, so we'll just brief through. Actually, we got to go back. So from petty now, we're going to go to whoa. Hang on a second, folks. Something's not right here. This is what I hate. All of these fixes did not get put in. Okay, let me try it again. Oops, hang on, folks. Dadgummit. Really? Holy crud. I hate this. This is why I try to do this a little earlier. KRIYA. Next up is Jack. JACK. Oop. This didn't win. JAAKK. Next up, Choto. I hate this, folks. Sorry for this. Herbie. Finally, Buell. Bueller. Alright, so we got all of those plugged in, folks, and hopefully we'll get them set right to the altitudes, because I can already see there's a problem with that. We'll go to 11,000 here. And Jack is above 10. Choto 8. Good thing is we can also go through, folks, and make sure we're without any discontinuities. 210 at 7,000. Oops. Getty, Getee, good. Okay. Herbie 5,000 and above. We'll just say Buell at 5,000. All right, we don't. Ferris is okay. Real quick, right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put in UB. EUBIE. Most of the time, folks, this is already in here. Oh, I spelt it wrong. Oh, I hate it when it does that. EU, Bravo, India Echo. There we go. Ferris. There we go. All right. And UB is 5,000, so we're good there. All right, folks. Well, you got to see a couple things on here. How to fix stars and SIDS, as well as approach plates, as we do it on the fly. All right, so real quick brief up on this. Here's your frequencies, still 120.05, 108.9er now for our localizer. And we'll have to set that. 123 is our final approach course grep, 2,500 feet. Now, our minimums are 741 this way, but that's still 200 above the ground. Okay, and again, we hold at Troy, Illinois, at 3,000. And we'll be cutting in here, so it's 5,000 down to 3,500. And Pappy's on the right-hand side again, 200.5 mile. All right, there we go, folks. Wow, not that bad. We're close, but not close enough yet. Let's get into progress. How far do we got to top of descent? 137 miles. Folks, I am gonna take a quick break here, get myself... Wow, that was just a lot of work, a lot quick. Hickson 3. I've actually Hickson 3NN. I normally do everything on the legs page. I find that for me to be the easiest to do. I will try that offline one day and see. I've never done the route page. That never plays nicely with me. But I appreciate the suggestion. Thank you, sir. I will give that a try, though. I'm going to go ahead and set this. I know why. Like, why is the dial not moving? That's why. All right, let's go ahead and set that ILS frequency in, folks, real quick. While we're here, might as well. Okay, it's 108.9. Now, I've got this radio in a different format than you're used to, probably. So first thing you got to do is change this from VOR to ILS. It'll also do GLS. Anyone's been into Vegas? They do GLS out there. I think it has to do with the GPS and the ILS combination. I think. Don't quote me on that, folks. I just sat in a passenger seat in there and never got to sit up there in the cockpit. Okay, so that is set and ready. Put over here. Let me look. I think we're using... St. Louis to Petty, and then it's CSX to Choto, I think. So let's put St. Louis in. Happens to be 17. You know what? I'm going to put... So I don't have CSX. Okay, so 17,400. Or in our case, 40. Okay. And that's ready to switch over when we get there. All right, folks, we are programmed up, ready to go. All I need to do is push that in. It'll catch up to us, folks, down here around the Petty Arch area. So, center it. And I will be right back, folks. We got, doggone it, on the wrong page again. 116 miles to go. While I'm thinking about it, Top Cat, you said time 145. That'll work. Okay, we'll be right back. All right, folks. Sorry for that. All right, let's see here. All right, the sit procedure. We've double checked the weather. Better not change again. All right, so 210 still at 9 and 3004. So we're good. Flight planned wind data. I can't put in local QNH. We can set that. That's something you can't do in the Airbus, folks. Or if you can, I don't know how. Hang on, I gotta zoom in. Okay, 3004. Okay, what we've done here is we preset the altimeter for when we start down. We hit 18,000, hit STD again. It's going to set to 3004. Okay, we'll skip these two because I don't know how to do them. Nav frequencies are all set. Courses will be set. Altitude bug will be set. We're still a good 60 miles out. Calculated. And we're going to be, well, I'll just show it to you. We'll be flaps 30, 148. And if you forgot Top Cat, we'll be 145. We'll have about 7,000 feet we should be using, and we'll be on break 3. Okay, just got to do the yoke checklist. Actually, we may have more. Hang on. Yeah, we do. All right, so back out. Drop down and zoom. Pressurization, anti-ice, all speed set. So we move down to approach. 3. All right, cabin lighting. White bright. Wait. Landing, my bad, white bright. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are descending. Seatbelt sign is on. If you happen to be up and about, please return your seat. Keep your seatbelt on for the main flight. On behalf of the flight crew, we appreciate you being with us today. Wish you a very safe and pleasant journey to your final destination. Hope to see you back here with us soon. Thank you.
All right, so I lied a little. We'll be starting down here in about 50 miles. Yeah, just over 50 miles, folks. So, all right. Sorry, folks. My daughter's here. Had to help her out with a issue she's going through. She needed some paper. All right, so let's go ahead and set. Let's take a look at that arrival. So we need to be above 11,000. So we'll set that. Okay, I'm coming in here to the middle because it's going to be a little easier to explain what we're doing. I think I'm going to change. I don't like this panel. All right, we got to get below 31. That is at UK. Okay, so it is set in there. Oh, this drives me nuts, these auto throttles. Okay, so top 30 miles. I'm going to go ahead and initiate it. So all you have to do is click Alt INTV. Let me make sure I've got everything taken care of. Okay, descent, start, seatbelts. There we go. That'll put us into descent, folks. And I am going to pull the power back. It's going to power back up to maintain, but I just want to make sure we're below 31,000 before UK. Okay, and I lost where. Oh, there it is. Hiding behind the pins. All right, of course, the chart is showing it's about to cross Indianapolis. No, it's not. All right, so let's switch over to Lambert, or actually to St. Louis VOR. And I am going to get CSX here. 116.45. Because we're going to need that off of Petty. I think. Huh. We'll have to kind of... You know what? I think I'm going to work off Vandalia. 14.3. All right. So we're starting down. Again, the goal... UK below 31,000, and we have to intervene on the speed so we don't go faster than 280. And we have determined we need to be on 120.05. 050. Okay. Now we're going to stay on 123.5 as we descend, but as we get into the St. Louis area, like we would in the real world, we'll switch into tower. All right. Go get Vandalia lined in. 255. As we, yeah, I'm going to steepen this up. Because I don't think we're going to get down to the altitudes we need to in time. So... And those curious, we just crossed into Kansas City Center airspace, which is not up, so. Okay, that's good. At 30,000, again, we'll reset to 25 degrees on our heading banks. The reason is it just makes it more gentle in the curves, folks, when we make a turn. Instead of going to 30 degrees, we're only doing about a 10-degree bank. You know, we don't want Muffy's coffee in her lap. We wanted to stay there. She's enjoying her flight. Okay. All right, so there's 30,000. There's the bank angle Q to 25, which will be right there just before 30. Boom. And we got the check mark. That will become a real big pain in the when we get on the ground, and we're going to first off review the flight or the landing and then actually review it video wise. It's a utility within X-Plane that MustFuss does not have, because you got to MustFuss with it for everything. And again, we'll hold up at 11,000 as we close in on oh, come on. Be nice to me today. There we go. Arch. All right. All right, so Arch is about 35 miles off the nose. That's where at or above 11 is. So, you know, obviously it sounds great to be below 31,000 at UK and above 11 at Arch when they're 14 miles apart. But where the trick comes in is Korea, we got to be at or above 11,000 and below 15,000. So while, yeah, I don't have to scream down, I want to get into that groove so we can better set up for the approach. Speaking of grooves, fly by. Wow, according, kind of looking out the window around me, folks, seeing if the weather's kind of somewhat sort of looking like what it looks like out my window here in St. Louis. Again, this is default, so we don't have to, you know. All right, one thing we do have to do is take over speed. All right, here comes the speed brakes. Because we got to be at 280 by UK as well. Now, many ask, I even did for the longest time, why do we blank the lower ECAM? Well, any problems that come up, it'll come up and tell you. Otherwise, you're fine. Yeah, I'm one of those from the old school, like, I don't trust things like that too well. Right, there's 280. right, so Petty has us at 11,000. Perfect. That'll mean 5 miles off of it, we'll still be at 11 and able to then continue in Jack and so forth. Then Jill, and then they fall down the hill. Well, it's nice to at least see that the weather has become somewhat smoother.
And fasten your seatbelt.
Yeah, man, were we getting tossed about over there in PA and West Virginia? Wow. All right, descent procedures, barometric values set. I like to put this right about here. Okay, local QNH set. Not yet, we're almost there. And we'll go ahead and get it. All right, so now we're on it. Standby altimeter, approach mode. Okay, if you say so. Yoke checklist.
18,000 feet.
All right, approach. Alts, instrument set, checked. Approach aids checked and set. All right, let's go down to landing. All right, so we'll turn the lights on at 10,000. Logos, I'm going to go ahead and bring them up. Fasten seatbelts is on. And we'll contact ATC. And once we cross, well, we'll see. I'm thinking, is that Kaylee? What's that again? Kira. Between Kira and Jack, I think I will set us into where I'll tell them to all sit down. Actually, we do have something. Let's get down below 10 first. And we're going to kill the music now, folks, so we can, well, better concentrate on making this happen right. Okay. Yeah, kind of seeing this cloudiness out here out my window, so, you know what? I will have a little fun. Oh, dang it. My bad, folks. Forgot about that feature on Mac Air. I hate it. That means we're 50 miles out, though. All right, there's 11,000, and I'm going to go ahead and slow us to 250. Actually, 240. Coming in through Petty. Oh, I am supposed to keep my speed up. Dang it. Well, we'll hold it at 260. All right, folks, we're at Petty. Now, this is where you would normally turn. Hang on a second. I just realized. Since we changed runways, we did not change. Correction, 12 left, Mike. There we go. So you can hear we'll take you down to the north approach. The way we're going to go sets us up for the south approach. While we're here, let's get the ILS put in. All right. Heading 1, 2, 3. You know, I ought to remember this, folks. I love things like that. Okay. I love little things like heading 1, 2, 3. Just cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for that guard channel here on POSCON. Little things like that. It's just cool. It helps. All right, so we are now over Petty and about to cross, so we'll start our descent. To 10,000 here in a moment. Okay. Okay, Jack is 10,000 going down. Yeah, we kept the music going a little bit. Pretty much, though, after this one, we'll have to kill it. All right, so we're coming down to 10,000 across Jack at or above 10,000. Then it's at or above 8,000. And Jack is still about 10 miles out. That's why it's a nice, easy drop. Actually, I'm going to go a little steeper only. Lights on. Okay. Real easy in this one. Just hit the gang bar. All right, so airspeed bugs. Oh, so this is set up for at the end of the star. Okay, I didn't see that before. Okay, as we get to Chodo and Getby, that's when I'll do it. Okay, so let's dial in. Right, and down here again, let's see. Okay, we're level at 10. There's the airport straight ahead, folks. Right there. But we're about to make a turn. Fuel facing lights, low pressure lights. What? Not sure what that's all about. Oh, 10,000. Okay. We're not worried about those. We're not worried about those. That's off. And again, all of these are already done. Not worried. All right, down to 8,000.
feet.
Hey, hang on a second, folks. We got a discontinuity that I am clearing up right now. Somebody spelt it wrong. There we go. Then down to 5,000.
To go.
Okay, let's get us slowed to 210. All right, folks. I'm going to switch us over to tower. Okay, everything looks good. Coming down. All right. ILDZ. We're going to go ahead and switch to where this is up there. ILDZ, we're good. All right. Actually, all right, folks, we're just about slowed up and just about to 5,000. So,
thousand to go.
okay. Get back under control here. Got her slowed. All right, we're going to begin turning for the runway here. Okay, descending to 3,500. Okay, first level of flaps coming in. Speed brakes off. Although we need them marked. Go. Localizer. Glide slope just came up. Localizers here. About the 3,500 feet. Oh, there's the localizer. All right. All right, folks, here we go. Okay, there's the localizer. We'll stay single channel. As we come about, tip the hat as we fly over. Granddaughter's mom and dad, hey, how you doing? As we come across. Okay, on localizer. Let's get slowed to 180. Let's go flaps 5. All right, we are on localizer on glide slope. Dasher and Prancer, Donner and Vixen on Comet on Cupid. Oh, sorry. By the way, folks, that's only 6 months away. Merry Christmas. Okay, we're 9 miles out. Slowing to 160.
2,500.
Okay, last check here now we're going to do is for our approach speed. Okay, we are at it. Excuse me, folks. Go to flaps 10. And by the way, folks, if you, let me just do it for you. And if you ever want to look for this link, I do have the new St. Louis scenery on here. The maker of it here, I've got the link for you. Phenomenal. Those of you that live in the St. Louis area, you'll know this airport. It is well done. Kudos to the developer. Did not miss anything. Okay, we are now 5 mile final. Laps 15, auto brakes 3, speed brakes armed, lights on, seat belts on.
Gear down.
And St. Louis traffic, wait a minute. St. Louis traffic, US Air 572. 4 mile final, runway 12 left.
1,000.
Okay, here we go, folks. Slowing it up. Give me another notch of flaps in. We are now flaps 30. Let's get that approach speed back up here.
500.
Nice crosswind.
400.
It's blowing me the wrong way.
300.
There we go. Now we're getting the right wind.
200.
Flaps 30, speed brakes ready.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Put us in reverse. Let's come on out of reverse. Now we... Alright folks, welcome to Lambert International Airport here in St. Louis. Speed brakes down. Auto brakes off. Flaps up. Let's make sure. I don't know if they're all the way up or not. Weather radar off. Terrain radar off. Weather off over here. Okay. Gonna have to get over there. Okay, that's good. Didn't see anybody here, but it's always good to look. St. Louis traffic, US Air 572 clear, 12 left, crossing 12 right. Okay. go. All right, lights off. Okay, transponder. We'll move you into standby. St. Louis traffic, US Air 572s clear all runways. Taxiing to the gate. Flight directors off. Airspeed bug's fine, altitude's fine, stay wheel, we'll go ahead and set that to 4. Okay. All right, so check. Cabin lighting. All right, so we need white, medium. All right, up here we get the probe heats off. Go ahead and kick the APU on. Sorry about that, folks. There goes the APU. All right, we're just continuing our taxi down. Like I said, folks, well done. Even if you pay attention over there, folks, you will see Metrolink go by. Did a really good job with this airport. Really, like I said, high kudos to them. I'm just not doing a good job taxiing. I'm sightseeing. All right, let's go ahead and come up to the inner taxiway. All right, we're where American / TWA, now US Airways parks. Yeah, there's a saga if you want to follow it, folks. You might lose sleep. We'll take seat 24 here. Never really know if this guy's gonna... Okay. All right, so Apu is on, generators are on, lead air's on. Let's kill number 2. Oh, stand by, folks. There we go. Parking brake set, number 1. Had this going. Well, hex bells. Okay, according to Volanta, we did 79 feet a minute. Anti-collision lights are off. We already, oh yeah, beacons. Transponder codes, we're okay. Flight deck door will open up. Actually, we'll just kind of hold right there, folks. All right, I want to first say thank you for flying with Mike. It's a great pleasure to always fly with y'all. We are going to review the flight, and then we're going to actually do what you can't do without extra software in MustFuss. We're going to actually replay the landing. We could replay any part of the flight, technically. But we'll go with the landing. All right, so what I'm going to do is just kind of leave it here. Hang on, there we go. Oh, you're going to do this. This is what I don't like about this checklist thing I've got. But that's how we get rid of it. Let's do that. All right, so here's Sim Toolkit. Now, MustFuss users, X-Plane users, folks, great tools here. It's called Sim Toolkit for a reason. You've got flight planning, a flight schedule. You can actually say you're in, well, I do this. You're over in Africa, say Kilimanjaro. You don't know where to fly to. Well, you can go to flight schedule and put in, I think it's HKTK, something like that. Anyway, and it'll show you all the flights out of there. Or whatever, wherever you're at. You get the point. And then you got your logbook, your fleet. And this is my favorite tool next to the planning, is the landing reports. This is where we go through and can actually see the landing. Now the problem is it's set up right. So I think it was set for 3-0. Oh, it might be. We'll find out. All right. Oh, it is. All right. Okay, so the blue dot is the threshold. That's where, from that point down the runway, you should land. Now, the other thing, just as a gee whiz, something to know, this landing mark is making sure that is the end of the landing zone. Okay, so from that point to the blue dots where you should land. Now, we floated. It was definitely a floater. However, 2,300 feet down the runway, 11 feet left of the center line. So, folks, that's not a bad landing. It just floated. We came down from 160, touched down at 140. At before Indianapolis VREF, which was a heavier aircraft, 145. We ended up touching down at 140. Vertical speed -6. Are you kidding me? Holy, I did not know that, folks. I thought I read like 100 and something. Holy Toledo. Okay, that's a really good landing, even though we floated. G-force, negligible. So, folks, it really greased the runway. So, but you can take this data, take where you landed, and get an idea, what did I do right, what did I do wrong, and learn from it. That's what we're here for, folks, to learn. Click OK. I want to, oh, I didn't. Okay, it didn't record the flight. Okay, well, yet. Finish. Okay, now it'll record. Okay, so we'll get rid of Sim Toolkit. Volanta we'll get rid of too. What I'm trying to do is eliminate stuff that could get screwed up, if not because of the good landing, but get screwed up and cause the flight to be not counted at the airline. So we'll stop it at Mac Air. By the way, Mac Air is showing a -78. Wow. Okay, I'll take it, folks. Anytime, day of the week. And that got filed. Looking down at the bottom. Oh, and finally, those of you either on VATSIM or any of the online ATCs, log off. VATSIM's X-Pilot, POSCON will automatically do it. It's just good practice. So, hang on a second. We come over here and click log on. Oh, wrong one. Network. Disconnect. Okay, and you've been disconnected. I always double check. Cool. And then close that. All right, so what's left down here? We'll go ahead and close TopCat. Just again, I don't want anything that can... This is enough of a pain that this keeps coming up. All right, so let's go in reverse. Now, this is something, again, MustFuss users, you could do, but you got to get a separate program. X-Plane users, bear with me a second, got to top off the coffee vein. There we go. All we have to do is come up to Flight, click Toggle Replay Mode, and let's go back. That's a good point. Maestro, can we have some decent music? Okay, I had to do that. Let's take a look at it again. So, again, tipping the hat to my daughter, her husband, and the grandkid as we fly over. Yeah, we're right. They're just south or just north of this. Let's get a little faster. There's the landing gear. All right, I want to see all this grease coming out. Time to float. Oh my. Oh my. Folks, that was really a good landing. Wow. Wow, that really came in well. Let's take a look at it coming at us. My only critique right now is I'm still crabbing for the wind instead of dipping a wing and easing it on. Boy, wow. Okay, well, you're not going to get many complaints out of this guy. Let's see how we look coming in this way. Wow, really, really nice. Let's watch it again. Get a different angle. The Hawker 125. Wish I could do this at Mid-America Airport. Look. Nice and stable coming in, just a floater. Let's look at it from the other side. Any way you look at it, folks, that is a good approach, good landing. Let's take a look at it from inside, shall we? Going by the old Boeing facility where they built the F-4, F-15s and such. Wow. Really good landing. Now the home of GoJet and Trans-States. Out this way. Let you all get a look at the landscape here. The old guard unit here. And St. Louis, the famous terminal. Okay, folks, okay, this has really been a good flight. Okay, let's see what we can get from the tower. Got a little bit. US Air, by the way, folks, used to park right in here until they decided they wanted American. And they get to park where TWA did. That's one thing I never looked for. Well, folks, look at that. Another beautiful view of that landing. Folks, I'm just going to let it taxi a little bit and then get it over to the gates. Folks, it has been a fun time. Great flight. Ended up with a great landing. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you, Hicks 3NN. Flight Guy 3 and ORose15069 for the follows. We deeply appreciate that. Would love to see 200 follows by the group flight on or around the 11th. If you haven't gotten a ticket yet, folks, for the raffle, a couple minutes here left. When the stream ends, wait for the next one. You can enter it then. Exclamation mark ticket will get you registered. I am looking to see if we can't pay this day forward. Oh, I think we can. Looks like Boondock Saints is up in a 747. So, folks, thank you for flying with Mike. Have a great day. God bless. And stand by as we get you over to... Well, I thought we were getting ready to go, but it decided it reversed on me. There we go. Here comes Boondock Saints. God bless you all. We'll see you maybe Saturday, but for sure Tuesday.